the end of an era in NXT. I'm Matt Carlins, and this is Just Pro Wrestling News for Tuesday, September 7th, 2021. A big welcome to those of you listening on OccupyProWrestling.com. You can bring our updates to your website. Find out how at JustProWrestlingNews.com.
WWE.
Tonight's NXT is the final bow for the current look of the show before a new set and format make their debuts next Tuesday. Tonight's show has two title matches. MSK defend the NXT Tag Team Championships against Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch. And Io Shirai and Zoey Stark put their women's tag titles on the line against Kayden Carter and Kacy Catanzaro. Plus, Kaylee Ray versus Ember Moon, and Carmelo Hayes versus Santos Escobar. We have some new matches made for Extreme Rules. Bobby Lashley will defend the WWE Championship against Randy Orton, but before that, Lashley and MVP will challenge Orton and Riddle for the Raw tag titles on next week's show. That's after Lashley and MVP won last night's Tag Team Turmoil Match. Alexa Bliss will challenge Charlotte Flair for the Raw Women's Championship. Charlotte held on to the title on last night's Raw in a match against Nia Jax after Shayna Baszler distracted Jax and allowed Charlotte to hit natural selection for the pin. Sheamus will get another shot at Damian Priest and the United States Championship. Sheamus earned that shot by using a roll-up with a handful of tights to pin Drew McIntyre on last night's Raw. Also last night, Rhea Ripley and Nikki ASH beat the WWE Women's Tag Team Champs Natalya and Tamina in a non-title match. Ripley pinned Natalya with the Riptide. Karrion Kross beat John Morrison by choking him out with the cross jacket. And Drake Maverick returned to Raw. He confronted 24/7 champ Reggie after Reggie had just pinned Akira Tozawa to retain his title.
AEW.
Tonight's AEW Dark has something new for AEW. It's going to be a 3 strikes match between Big Swole and Diamante. This is going to be a 2 out of 3 falls match. The first fall can only be won by pinfall. The second fall can only be won by submission. And the third fall, if necessary, can only be won via knockout. Also tonight, Dark Order explodes as Evil Uno goes one-on-one with Allen 5 Angels. And The Acclaimed is back in tag team action. Max Caster returned to AEW TV on last night's Elevation. His interference helped Anthony Bowens pin Griff Garrison. Also last night, Bear Country beat Ryan Nemeth and Pretty Peter Avalon. Dante Martin beat JD Drake. Riho beat Sky Blue. And Kiera Hogan got her first win in AEW by beating Blair Onyx.
New Japan Pro Wrestling.
The full lineups for all cards for New Japan's G1 Climax 31 tournament are now announced. The tournament opens on September 18th with A-Block matches, including IWGP champ Shingo Takagi versus Tomohiro Ishii. B-Block opens on September 19th with Kazuchika Okada versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. The final night of B-Block matches on October 20th includes Okada versus Jeff Cobb, Tanahashi versus Taichi, and Sanada versus Evil. The final night of A-Block matches on October 18th includes Kota Ibushi versus Kenta and Tetsuya Naito versus Great-O-Khan. New Japan's World Tag League and Best of the Super Juniors tournament will be held on the same tour starting on November 13th. Over in the US, Ring of Honor's Pure Champion Jonathan Gresham, Impact Wrestling's Chris Bay, and Jake Atlas and Alex Zane are all added to New Japan's shows in Philadelphia on October 16th and 17th. The final in the Ring of Honor Women's Title Tournament is now set. It's going to be Miranda Alice versus Roxy. Alice beat Trisha Dora, and Roxy beat Angelina Love on this past weekend's ROH TV. The new champ will be crowned at next Sunday's Death Before Dishonor pay-per-view. Also on ROH's Weekend TV, La Facción Ingobernable beat Shane Taylor Promotions. Kenny King pinned Shane Taylor after a low blow. Major League Wrestling announced its new weekly show, Fusion Alpha, will debut on Wednesday, September 22nd on BN Sports and YouTube. That's Just Pro Wrestling News for Tuesday, September 7th. Our next update comes your way tomorrow morning. So make sure you rate, review, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. I'm Matt Carlins. Thank you for listening.
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.